I figured I would use my few minutes to just, as a matter of full disclosure, talk about my unique and bizarre personal history with our current president and how it relates to our topic today. As Evan mentioned, I've been called a number of names by President Trump. And the reason that happened is that early in 2014, I was working at BuzzFeed, and I had arranged with his aides to write a profile of him. I was going to interview him on a flight on his well-known private jet from Manchester, New Hampshire, down to New York City. We were on our way to his plane when we found out that there was a blizzard in New York, and we had to be rerouted to Palm Beach, or at least that's what Donald Trump decided. Somebody in his little orbit of aides and yes men noted that there was a journalist in the car, and what should we do with him? And Donald Trump, being a lover of the press, as we know, said, "Let's bring him along." So I ended up spending 2 days with him down in Mar-a-Lago by accident. A few weeks later, I wrote a big profile of him. Suffice it to say, he was not thrilled with how it came out. Spent a few weeks tweeting about me, called me a dishonest slob, a slime bag, a scumbag, important distinction there, and many other names. The strangest thing about that episode, which of course has happened again and again over the last couple of years and continues into his presidency, is that he never actually quite let it go. In my profile, I portrayed him as somebody who I found almost to be a tragic character. He was somebody who was desperate for relevance, desperate for media attention, and was willing to pull increasingly outlandish publicity stunts to win the affection or at least attention of the political press. And I very boldly and wrongly predicted that he would never actually run for political office. Donald Trump, of course, did run for political office and spent the entire presidential campaign taunting me for that. He called me out during a presidential debate. In multiple interviews, he would talk about me. And on the eve of the Republican convention, I received an email from him in which he wrote, "Mckay, you got it all wrong, but I won't hold it against you." He then said, "Nor do you have to pay the 1-year salary to me that you guaranteed if I ran," a bet that I made on an MSNBC panel. "I will let you off the hook. Remember, not only did I run in the primaries, I won. Watch what happens in the general. Best wishes, Donald J. Trump." The point of all of this is that Donald Trump, I think, is a unique figure in the history of the American presidency in that he not only follows political coverage, but takes it extremely personally. We have seen reports in the New York Times and elsewhere that he has made a habit of watching cable news at night in his bathrobe and will frequently tweet based on the chyrons and coverage that he sees. I have talked to aides who work for him who say often their day's activities are shaped entirely by a headline or a story that has gotten under the president's skin. And we, of course, know that what he thinks of us on this panel and the rest of us in the fourth estate. All of which is to say, when we talk about accountability journalism, I think we have a special opportunity as well as a special responsibility in the Trump era. Because not only are our readers and viewers following our work, but the most powerful man in the world is as well. And so I hope as we talk about this topic and engage in this conversation, we'll be able to express what to do with that responsibility and how to make the most of it. So thank you.